Anna, a couple of days after the heptathlon, have you had a chance to kind of process what's kind of happened here in Paris now?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty fresh, but I'm just trying to work through it in my head, the best that I can. Kind of torn between, my obvious, like, my own disappointment from not meeting my own expectations, but still trying to be proud of, I guess, like the year that we had and the work that we put in to get here. So kind of getting torn back and forth between the two, but I'll process it all soon.
And the thing is, when you had knee surgery back at the start of the year, I mean, to even get to the Olympics is an achievement in itself. And I guess in the months ahead, that's going to be the thought that's going to be in your head.
Yeah. I mean, there was a while there where I was worried about even, making it to the Olympics. So, super happy that we did. And then I think, as soon as I made the team, like the switch flipped and it was like, okay, like how can we try to win? And obviously, I think that's a very aggressive goal. But, I mean, that was our expectation. And so I guess I'm proud of the way I competed, disappointed in the situation.
Yeah.
They were kind of like the cards that I was dealt. So, I guess like heartbroken about that part, but I know that I did the best that I could.
Are you able to talk us through kind of the events kind of one by one generally, and kind of now kind of a few days later kind of what you're at, where your head's at?
Yeah. If we start with 100 hurdles, I ran 13. I think I ran like 0.02 different from like my season's best at trials. I was definitely hoping to run faster than that. I think that's one that we'd been working on and just like waiting for it to kind of like come back and click again. And I think it's pretty obvious that I'm missing my speed. So I think that affects everything, but especially there. High jump came back to me during the meet, so that was incredible. Also a little bit of one that's harder on the knee, so a little bit of working through managing pain there, but we did everything that we could to be in like as little pain as possible out there. And then shot put was pretty frustrating, but that was actually one of the ones I was most nervous about because for whatever reason, like my 2 sessions before the meet were just like so bad that I was in my head concerned about getting over 14 meters, let alone knowing that I kind of needed a bigger throw. So disappointed with the result, but I was at the same time relieved because our sessions kind of looked worse than that. And then the 200 was mentally just kind of a struggle, like going and stepping on the line, knowing that, my speed's not what it used to be. And that's like a large part of how I identify as an athlete, as being fast. So I think that's a difficult place to compete from, but I ran my hardest. I was in lane 3, I was like, oh, I just can't catch a break here. And then going into day 2, long jump has been really, really scary coming back. That's where I originally hurt my knee. Going into Budapest, was slipping on a long jump board, so there's definitely a lot of fears there, especially when I've had any pain. And long jump was, I think, the most disappointing event of all of them, I would say. And then kind of just tried to keep fighting going into javelin, knowing that I needed a PR, and that was a whirlwind. The first throw, fouling it on accident, and then able to throw a PR on the second one. So I was happy that I was clutch, and then somebody else was clutcher. So then I was like, oh my goodness, like we're here again, where it's like you just have to lay it all out on the line for the 800. And we knew going into the 8 that I was like, this is going to be tough, but my goal was to run 2 flat, and I was like, beyond that, I can't really do anything else more than that. And I went out in 58 and was just going to see if I could hang on, but I think we all know it's very hard to run that fast of an 800 in a championship with the schedule and just having so much on your legs. So I just hung on the best that I could, and I had 2:04.
Just quickly on the long jump, was part of the reason why it didn't work out as well as you could, because of what happened in Budapest to an extent, and there was that mental, I don't know how to describe it really.
I think a little bit. The first time I injured my knee, I slipped on a wet long jump board, and from then on I was a little bit tentative taking off in long jump, and then after that we'd kind of like worked through it and we were feeling better about it. And then funny enough, the meet before the Olympics, actually in Gainesville, it was raining, and we did long jump. I took 1 and I actually slipped on the board, not injured obviously. And then we were like, okay, let's shut it down, like it's not worth the risk. But it did kind of like make me afraid of the board again, and so we were working through that the last few practices, and I thought that we had kind of gotten over it, but clearly not. And also kind of by that point on day 2, I was kind of my knee was talking to me a significant amount. So I think that only makes the fear even a little bit worse.
I'm all right with, mentally, obviously the mental side of sport now, the conversation even now compared to a decade ago is so different, and the importance of mental health. Do you have a diary that you kind of use as well? And can you open up about that?
Yeah, I have a journal, a track journal. I usually mostly only use it for meets. I write things down from practice as well, but I try to keep my journal very positive, so I only write down things that I want to remember or that I want to do and want to happen. So I don't use it every day because not every day is there something that I want to repeat. But it's definitely been very, very helpful for me, and just kind of like coming back and even trying to like remember the athlete that I am. And I kept trying to tell myself like I'm not going to let my knee kind of like steal my joy from the sport, even though I think there were a large part of the year where I think it did. And I think that's what my coaches said to me after the meet. They were like, okay, our number one goal right now is like we're gonna get healthy and like we're gonna like find the fun again. And I think it was just hard to have fun every day when you're also in pain. Like when you're physically hurting, it's not fun.
And you're an athlete who's been open about having a lot of fun, and that's actually for you. Like when you're in sport, that's kind of the way to process it. And I guess like I saw at the end as well, you had an amazing moment with your family. Like, are you okay to kind of open up about that and generally with that?
I think I am an athlete that likes to have fun and be like loose and flowy, and I think carrying an injury where I'm kind of reminded that I'm in pain most of the time kind of does take that fun away, because it's not fun to do things that hurt or that are scary. And so that definitely like kind of changed the way that I go into competitions, and I think made it challenging to compete like myself. But obviously I tried to manage that the best way possible, and the stadium was electric, so I still had a little bit of fun. It just wasn't my full normal self, and it was really special to have my family there supporting me. I think every time I looked up at them, I got like so excited that they were there, and I needed them. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm happy they're here. It was like, no, I needed them. And so I'm happy and lucky that they were there, and being able to walk over and like get consoled by my family immediately after was so helpful, and I think was just like exactly what I needed in the moment to try to like process. Like you're kind of in shock when it happens, and then having the family support is just like so reassuring and calming. So I'm super lucky to have them.